Hi, everyone. I'm Elizabeth Porter with Language with 5 Senses Education, and I am going to show you today how to make a Google Earth presentation as a way to bring the world into your classroom. This is a great way for you as a teacher to present a new place or a new country to your students, but it's also a really great project for your students, a simulation project for your students. And for those of you who have the privilege of traveling with your students, this is an excellent way for your students to share what they have learned during their travel. So I am going to start out here. As you can see, I've got two projects already, and that is a project for a trip to Senegal in both English and French. So I'm just going to start out here, first of all, by creating a new project. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to click on New Project. And there's a couple of different ways you can create a new project. You can open a project that's already existing from a Google Drive, or you can create these different files. I just create a new project in Google Drive, so I just click here. And then I'm going to name my project. So because my next trip is going to be to Morocco, that's going to be my next country study that I'm going to do. I'm going to name it Voyage au Maroc. Now you can do this in English. You can do it in whatever your target language is, depending on your students and your subject area. And then you can add a description here. You can edit this later for our purposes. I'm just going to call it Un Voyage au Maroc for the moment. Oops. And that is streaming in. And then we are going to add a new feature. Now, there's a lot of different things that you can do here. You can search to add a place. You can add a place mark. You can draw a line or a shape on your map. You can add a folder, or you can add a slide. So I'm just going to click search to add place. And because I'm in Washington State, we are going to start at Seattle-Tacoma International Airport, which I already have that on the screen here. And what it'll do is it will add a point here. And then Google will automatically populate some info on the place for you. What I like to do is edit this myself, so that I want to add my own features to it. I want to add my own pictures, videos, and my own commentary. So if you're okay with using what Google populates for you, that's fine. But I like to add my own touch to it. So, and this is a good thing for your students if they're doing a project presentation for Google Earth. They can do this too. So you're going to click add to project, and then you're going to click edit place. Now, if you just want the Google, what Google populates for you, you would click save. But here I'm going to click edit place. And then here it gives you some different options. So I like to change this little guy here. And so I'm going to change the color on that by clicking this. And then I'm going to add an airplane to it to show that it's an airport. So I'm going to click see more icons, and I already have airport up here in the search bar. So I'm just going to click that, and it'll make a little airplane. You can move this around a little bit if you want to. Not a big deal. You can also move it like over the airplanes over here, for example, if you want to do that. So you can put it where you want to put it. And then here, if you want to add your own commentary and your own pictures, you can click replace. So I am just going to write a little bit of our story. For example, on commence notre voyage à aéroport de Seattle. And then you can write, the time of the flight. So we're starting our voyage in Seattle, at the airport in Seattle. The time of our flight, you can add if you've got a layover somewhere. So then you can go up here and click here, and here's where you can add your own pictures. So you can add pictures from your computer. You can do a Google image search. So I might say Seattle Tacoma International Airport. And then, here's some pictures of it, and I can add that. You can add a video from YouTube. And you can click on the videos to see what they are. I'm just going to add this first one just to be, to give an example. Okay. And so then once you are done with that, it just saves it automatically. So you just click this little arrow up here. Okay. So we've got our first point. And then, you just keep adding. So if you've got a layover, so we have a layover in Charles de Gaulle. So and then it'll move to that next thing, and it'll go in order. So we have a layover here. So again, we're going to add to project. For this one, I'm just going to save the information, or I might edit the place and just put, this is an airport. Change the icon. I like to have the different places be different icons. Replace. On a une escale à Paris. And then you just click out of here, and then we're going to go to add a new feature. Casablanca Airport. Oops. There we go. And it'll move to that. So you just add the different places that you are to go. And you tell your story through Google Earth. So I'm going to edit, make that an airport, change this, replace this, on arrive à l'aéroport Mohammed. Oops. 5. Casablanca. So then you can start putting in different places that you're going around Morocco. Once this is done, so I do this, and I'm going to show you the Senegal one just so you can get an idea. So once you have this done, we have all of these places. So we started off at JFK for this one, and we go all the way through. And then it takes us back to JFK at the end. So once you click present, you can either do this with your students, or it can be done asynchronously. And it tells the story. So you look at the pictures here. My pictures turned out sideways for some reason. And then you just go through the next place. It'll take the students across the Atlantic, and here we are at Aéroport Blaise Diagne. And it tells us a little bit about Blaise Diagne. There's some pictures that I took there. And then it tells us, okay, next we went to our friend's house, what we had for breakfast. And here's some pictures I took of the West Foire neighborhood, of the house. So as you can see, I have the whole itinerary here. It talks about Dakar in general, all the things that we did. We went to the Musée IFAN, which is, I put some videos in here from YouTube because I didn't actually make it there this time around. And so this is a great way that your students And you can bring the world into your classroom is through these virtual visits. And when you have your students, when you do one as an example, and then you have your students do some research and put their own trip, their own itinerary, it's really powerful. It's a great way to integrate technology into your lesson, and it's also a great way for students to really dive deep into the area that you want them to learn about. And you can even like zoom in on this. Sometimes there are street views that you can look at. So it's really awesome. They can take a look at, this is what Dakar looks like. And, I went to Dakar a few weeks ago. And so actually less than 2 weeks ago, I was there. So I took a lot of pictures to put in here. So if you've been somewhere that you really enjoyed, then you can put your own spin on this. You can put your own experience into this and make it even more powerful for your students. So there you go. If you have any questions, please feel free to reach out. Let me know. I hope you enjoy this project, and take a look in the information section for the lesson plan and project packet that goes along with this project. Merci beaucoup. Thanks so much. Have a great day.